3 ways to protect your wealth, but you have to take action now. Let's talk about it. Hello everybody, Joe Werber coming at you. And with everything that's going on in the world between Russia and Ukraine, the market volatility, the inflation, the crazy increases we've seen on home values, here are 3 simple, easy steps you can take to help protect your wealth going forward. Number 1, if you have any amount of cash sitting in money market accounts or savings accounts, sort of your rainy day money, you should move that money into a Roth IRA. Now, a caveat on that is that you have to have earnings in the year that you make a Roth contribution. So if you are working, if you have earned income, I would highly recommend that you move the money from your money market account, from your savings account into your Roth IRA, because if you don't need that money, it is only going to accumulate on a tax-free basis, which is amazing. That means that if that money sits there for a year or 2 years or 3 years, all of the growth on that money is tax-free to you, and you have access to that investment at any time. I don't care if you're 30, if you're 50, if you're 65, if you're 75, if you're working, you can make a Roth contribution and you are allowed to get that contribution back at any time and pay no taxes, pay no penalties. So it does not make sense for anybody watching this to have that money sit in a money market account or a checking account earning next to nothing or actually losing money slowly, and the little bit that it's earning is being taxed. Get it out of that account, get a Roth IRA open, do it now. Number 2, with the crazy increases we have seen in home values across the country, I don't care where you live, your home is worth more now than it was a year ago or 5 years ago. So if you have not done this, I highly recommend that you get a home equity line of credit. You go to the bank and ask them to open up a line of credit for you so you have access to money in case of an emergency. I don't want you to use this account to purchase assets that depreciate in value. This account is for emergency situations. And number 2, what this account does is it makes it look like your home is encumbered with more debt than it actually is. So if you're involved in a lawsuit, someone checks the value of your home, you have a home equity line of credit, that means it looks like you have more debt on the home than you actually have. And number 3, if you take out this home equity line of credit, it is going to increase your available credit amount, which means if you're not using it, your credit score will go up every month that you have this line of credit. And this is something you want to do now. And if you can, lock in a low rate, because as the Fed continues to raise interest rates this year, those rates are going to go away. So I would highly recommend going out and securing a line of credit as long as you can be disciplined and not use it for silly stuff. And number 3, and the most important thing you have to do, you have to contact your homeowner's insurance company and you must increase the coverage amount on your house. See, the bank only has you cover the amount of debt. Say that when you bought the home a few years ago, it was a $300,000 home. The bank would make you get a coverage amount to equal the amount you've borrowed. But now that home might be worth $400,000, $500,000. Heck, some areas it might be worth $600,000 or $700,000. And if you have not upped your insurance, if that house has a loss, say there's a fire, and you're going off of the values when you purchased the home, you're only going to get $300,000 to build that home, and it is not going to cover the cost, because with inflation, the cost of goods and materials, the cost of the service to have that done, you're nowhere near covering that loss. So as soon as you are done watching this video, I want you to send an email to your insurance company requesting that they up the coverage based on the value of your home today. So to recap, number 1, if you have cash sitting in money market accounts or checking accounts and you have earned income, get that money into a Roth IRA. Number 2, you want to get a home equity line of credit and lock in that rate for emergency purposes and to improve your credit. And number 3, call your insurance company, email your insurance company, and get the coverage on your house increased. This is not something you want to wait on. You want to do this now, and probably every year or so going forward, as long as we see home values continue to increase, it would be a great idea to up your coverage. If you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe to see future videos. Leave a comment down below for what you'd like to see me talk about in videos, and I will see you next week.